The following question reads, each of 7 toy dinosaurs, an iguanodon, a lambeosaur, a plateosaur, a stegosaur, a tyrannosaur, an ultrasaur, and a velociraptor, is completely colored either green, mauve, red, or yellow. A display is to consist entirely of exactly 5 of these toys. The display must meet the following specifications. Okay, so we have our dinosaurs. We have I, L, P, S, T, U, and V. And then we have our colors. We have green, mauve, red, and yellow. So we're going to have 5 of these dinosaurs in, and 2 will be out. So we have our classic in-out setup. In column, out column. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. But remember, we're going to pair these toys with colors. So we'll have one more row. Top row will be for dinosaurs and bottom will be for colors. Now, let's hit the rules. Rule number 1. Exactly 2 mauve toys are included. So we have rule number 1. We have exactly 2 mauve toys. So we can place in 2 mauves in our color row. Now, let's go to rule number 2. The stegosaur is red and is included. Okay, so we know we have a red stegosaur. So we'll place red in, and that's going to be a stegosaur. Now, rule number 3. The iguanodon is included only if it is green. Okay, so if the iguanodon is in, then the iguanodon is green. Contrapositive, if the iguanodon is not green, then the iguanodon is not in. All right, rule number 4. The plateosaur is included only if it is yellow. So similar rule to rule number 3. We have if the plateosaur is in, then the plateosaur is yellow. Contrapositive, if the plateosaur is not yellow, then the plateosaur is not in. Rule number 5. The velociraptor is included only if the ultrasaur is not. So we have rule number 5. If velociraptor is included, then the ultrasaur is not. Contrapositive, if the ultrasaur is included, then the velociraptor is not. So here, you can see we have a not both situation. So that means at least one of U and V will always be out. They could both be out, but at least one of them is always going to be out. So we're going to place a binary right here in one of the spots in the out column. All right, and our last rule, rule number 6, if both the lambeosaur and the ultrasaur are included, at least one of them is not mauve. Okay, so we're saying if we have L and U, then at least one of them is not mauve. So either L is not mauve or U is not mauve. Contrapositive, if both L and U are mauve, then at least one of them is not in. So, any other deductions we can make? I want you to focus on rules 3 and 4. We know that if I is in, I is going to be green, and if P is in, P is going to be yellow. As we have deduced, one of the dinosaurs that's not going to be on display is either U or V. So, we can have either both U and V out, or we can have one of U and V out, and then one other thing out. So thinking of I and P, we couldn't have both I and P out because we only have 2 spots out, and if we have I and P, then where's our U-V binary going to go? So that means that no matter what, we're always going to have one of I or P in. Because remember, again, if I have both I and P out, then where is our U-V binary going to go? We only have 3 spots. And since we know if either I or P is going to be in, they're going to be either green or yellow respectively, that means we can't place our IP binary here or here, since we know whatever dinosaurs are going to be in those two spots are going to be mauve. So we can place our binary right here next to the stegosaur, meaning that it's possible to have I and P in, but we always know for sure that there's going to be at least one of them in. And so remember, we made this deduction because we know I and P can't be mauve, whereas we have no other color restrictions with the rest of the dinosaur toys. We know that S is going to be red, and we know that both L and U can't be mauve, and other than I and P, everything is up for grabs color-wise. So that's why we can place our IP binary in one of the columns that doesn't have a color designated. All right, so we have our deductions, our rules, and our setup. Let's go ahead and hit the questions.